What is meant by information? Everybody understands the word information, but what does it mean in the context of branding? In the previous lesson, we looked at value and its importance for building a successful business and brand. If value is what will make customers buy, information is the way that value can be perceived by your customers. Let's take the water bottle example once more. The value proposition can be that the water you offer has twice as many electrolytes as any other brand of water bottles on the market. But if no one knows about this because it isn't properly communicated throughout your listing, this value proposition is useless. This is why having all the information about your brand's promises and values is critical to make it successful. A treasure is worthless if no one remembers where it's buried. One of the big advantages of branding is that any brand level information is naturally transferred onto other products under the same brand. Let's stick to the brand whose value proposition lies in high levels of electrolytes, Essentia. Once the information that this brand is about providing the necessary minerals to athletes and is properly communicated to a customer, I don't know if that is truly their offer, but let's just assume it is. Then this piece of information will not only provide perceived value in the eyes of this customer if that is a feature that they indeed value, but it will also stick to their minds if they browse any other Essentia product without needing to be directly exposed to this piece of information again. In the example above, the information given was more about a product level value point. That is, that the water has high amounts of minerals. In the context of branding, the information would most likely be something like, we're all about providing the essential nutrients to athletes no matter the time of day. They might offer an Essentia amino drink or special powder, and the customer has just been exposed to the brand's information from the water bottle listing, will most likely assume straight away that these products will share the same purpose, let's say, even if they haven't read it on these products' listings. Why is this such a great advantage on Amazon? The amount of information you can communicate on Amazon versus your own website, for example, is really restricted. You only really have a title, a few pictures, some bullet points, and an EBC to communicate what your product is really about. On top of that, you have to compete with dozens or hundreds of other listings, and spare for expensive ads, you don't have a way to get more screen space. This means that any method to communicate as much information as possible with as little as possible is a critical factor for success on Amazon. It's easy for customers to get into information overload and simply ignore a lot of what's on the screen. But through branding, you can create a bank of information, let's say, which shortcuts everything else. And pulling information from this mental bank is automatic and requires much less mental effort than painstakingly going through blocks of text. Our brains are made for seeking shortcuts and saving energy. If you have a preconceived idea of what a product is about, and you can be sure that this idea is correct, then you're much more likely to purchase it if it fits your needs.